Bruh.
It's My Brother's an Idiot, the podcast. The #1 podcast in the world for 5 old people. And now, here's King Goo. Welcome in, everybody. We've got an action-packed, fun-filled episode for you today. It's My Brother's an Idiot, and we're damn glad to see you. Mark, what's going on?
Hey, what's happening? I experimented with some... What?
Blow your nose.
I know. Still suffering. I experimented with some cornmeal today. Matt knows this because I was cluing him in as I was going along. Success. Look at this. That is handmade. That I did a barbecue made with jackfruit. And then I did another veggie that was made with artichokes and some balsamic and a pesto sauce. So, yeah, a couple of homemade pizzas there that turned out really good.
Well done.
So I'm going to keep eating
pictures
them.
look fantastic. Yeah, fire away.
Yeah.
Tank, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah. Not much going on right now.
Selling any cookies?
Not this week. Probably next week, though. I obnoxiously live in the house of a Kansas City Chiefs fan, so now it's been fun.
Good times. MJ, what's going on?
Can you not stop that once you start? Jesus Lord.
McGurd.
I'm good. I was listening to music before this, and I was listening to Kneecap, so always fun.
Nice. All right. Well, we apparently have a game, and MJ is going to run the show, so take it away.
We do. And if it's too hard, you can blame Matt, because I asked if you guys would know more random fuckos in the NBA or in the NFL, and he said NFL. So this is a game that I stole from Puck Soup, like I steal all my games, and they called it Gift of the Razmi. And basically what it is you go through and find all the players with a certain name, and then make you guys guess them all.
Oh boy.
That could be interesting.
Oh boy.
So we're gonna start. I have 2 easy ones and then 1 fucked one. So easy one, number 1, which again still might not be easy. I did narrow it down to only people who I know played games this year. There are a couple who played 2 games. Good fucking luck. These guys all have last name Martin, spelled Martin. There are 6 of them. So I'm gonna go around and you're gonna name a dude, and if you name the wrong dude, or if you say pass, then you'll get skipped, and whoever's the last one standing essentially is going to get the point. There's only 3 points. We're not scoring it that deep, but just to try to get this done. Okay, so 6 dudes, last name Martin. Tank, go first. Name a Martin.
It's Martin, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Oof.
What is the squeaky? Is that who?
Yeah,
squeaky?
what is squeaky? There's a squeak
too.
somewhere.
There's
Okay.
a squeak. I heard it.
Don't know. Oh, God, that's actually really difficult. Is Doug Martin still in the NFL? I'm going to go Doug Martin.
Doug Martin is not in the NFL.
Okay.
You're out. Apologies.
Nope.
Matt, name a Martin.
That's not a super easy one. How about Jamal?
Hey, he's just throwing a name. Yeah.
Go Jamal Martin.
That's a throw.
I was waiting for somebody to say Kenyon.
I know.
Not Kenyon Martin.
But the first thing that only blocked everything else in my head was T. Martin, but he hasn't played in the league for a very long time.
Yeah, I was thinking Curtis and Doug. Those are the ones that I kept thinking of.
To be fair, when I pulled up Martin, I thought I was looking up Marshall because I was thinking of all the Brandon Marshalls, but there's only 1 now. Yes, Mark.
I do have 2.
Okay.
Actually. Zach Martin.
Oh shit!
Center
guard.
for the center guard for the Cowboys. He's been there for 135 years.
Yeah, I forgot he played.
And
This
then
year.
we just had the game on Sunday where Quan Martin was in it.
Correct. Quan Martin, defensive back.
Yeah, he's a safety for the Commanders. Those are the only two I can think of.
Wow, Mark wins.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a rough game, my bad.
This is gonna be pretty
Carry
tough.
on.
You guys missed Broderick Martin, defensive lineman for Detroit. Jacob Martin, outside linebacker for Chicago. Sam Martin, the punter for Buffalo, and Tay Martin, wide receiver for Tennessee.
I didn't know Sam Martin played this year.
Yeah.
He did. I did double check. Everyone played at least one game.
Same with Zach Martin. I legitimately thought his was a preseason injury for some reason. Huh.
At least, well, it might have been a preseason game. I didn't check that close. Okay. So next group, we have 8 dudes whose last name is Allen. So you get at least one freebie, if not 3 freebies.
Does spelling matter? Because there's like 3 different spellings for that.
So yes, it's Allen.
Okay.
All of these guys Allen. Mark, you won. Guess a guy.
Well, I'll just take Josh right off the top then.
Good plan. That's a good plan. Okay, Tank, you get another shot.
Does Zach Allen spell it that way? Yeah, that's what
Zach Allen does spell it
that's
that way.
Zach Allen. Okay.
Nailed it. Matt, an Allen.
There are 2 Josh Allens.
There's only one Josh Allen who played this year. Try again.
No, all the other one's a defensive lineman. He did play this year.
I think he was on the practice squad.
Let me pull him up. Hold on.
There's another Josh Allen.
Yeah, he got drafted.
Josh Allen. Josh Hines Allen. Are you talking about for the Jaguars?
Sure.
That's not who he was talking about because he's a linebacker.
Yeah, there is a Josh Allen out there, and I know he played.
That is who you were. He used to be just Josh Allen. It's Josh Hines Allen now. He changed
For
his name.
Jacksonville.
Yep, it's the same guy.
Doesn't count. Well, no, I'll count it.
It's the same guy.
Damn,
It's the same dude.
you got Tank on your side, Matt. That's
Yeah,
know,
it's the
right?
same dude. He changed his name, but it's the same guy.
He did not pop up in the search, so you're on thin ice. So you get to try again.
All right, Braylon.
Braylon Allen.
Braylon Allen, yeah.
All right, Mock.
If it's the first name, does that count?
No, last names only for this one.
Damn it, because Alan Lazard was the one I was thinking of. So I don't have another one.
I don't think he spells his EN. Isn't his AN?
I think it's Ian.
Is it?
Yeah, it's Ian. It's
Okay.
spelt the same. It's just his first name. So
Yeah.
you pass.
I will pass.
All right, Tank.
Only other one I can think of right now is Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen. Matt.
Jamal.
No Jamal
Marcus.
Adams.
There's no Jamal Allen. I don't think Marcus Allen plays anymore.
I said Jamal.
Allen.
Allen. Oh wait, that's Steve. That's Steve.
All right. Tank, you get one shot at victory.
That's the last one I could think of. God, there was a corner. Trey Allen? Is that his name?
No Trey
No.
Allens.
Okay.
But you're close enough, so you'll get the point. The guys remaining are Brandon Allen, quarterback for San
Brandon
Francisco.
Oh, he played
he
this
was
year?
here.
He did.
He was
Holy
here.
shit.
He did get in a game, yeah.
Davis Allen, tight end for the Rams. Jonathan
No idea.
Allen, tackle for Washington.
Oh yeah.
Should have
Yeah.
remembered that one.
And Kyle Allen, quarterback for the Steelers.
Fucking Kyle.
He
God
played
damn
this
it,
year, too?
Kyle. Son of
He
a
did.
fucking bitch,
Jesus.
Kyle. God damn it,
That fucker
Kyle.
That fucker played, did he? He did.
God,
Did he play?
God damn it, Kyle.
Was there a time where Josh and
God fucking damn it, Kyle. I'm just
Wow.
saying God damn it, Kyle over and over again.
that must have been a preseason. That had to have
Mad
been a
at Kyle.
preseason where he played.
Fucking, it's always a Kyle.
Oh, well.
Where did he go?
We never would have gotten it anyway, so it doesn't. fucking
No.
matter.
Yeah, he
Kyle
played
Allen.
one game in October.
He had
God
been
damn it.
on the field for what, a snap when the other two quarterbacks weren't playing.
Yeah, he had
Oh yeah,
one
you know what?
one
That
attempt,
was when
one completion.
that was when Russ was down, and
Oh, is that when he got his helmet
old boy
ripped
got
off?
old boy got his helmet ripped
Yeah.
off, and then they had to put
Yep.
the guy in for one play. That's right.
I completely forgot that happened. That
Yep.
did happen this year. Yeah. Wow.
All right, are
God
you guys
damn
ready
it,
for
Kyle.
potentially challenge round?
Fucking Kyle.
Yeah,
Fucking
do it.
Kyle.
Okay, you'll
Do
get
it.
at least a few of these. These
Okay.
are all guys. There are 20 of them. There
Oh,
are
God.
20 of these guys. First name Jalen, Jalen. Good luck and Godspeed. Mark, you start. Or no, Matt, you start.
I start.
Yeah. Everyone else has started. I only have 3
All right,
of
well,
them.
Jalen Hurts.
There we go. Jalen Hurts. Mark.
Why is that the only one I was thinking of? Jalen Rose.
No
A
Jalen
basketball
Roses.
player?
Rose. Jalen Rose.
It's the only one I can think of right now.
Oh no. That's gonna be a negative dog.
Although I just because I knew that I couldn't recall it, I went ahead and Googled it. Did you know that 26 teams have a player named Jalen on their roster? 26 NFL teams, ladies and gentlemen, have a Jalen.
That's a lot,
Aren't that many Marks, I can tell you that.
right?
All right, Tank.
I'm gonna go with Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter is on there. Matt.
Jalen Brooks.
Jalen Brooks is on there. Tank.
Jalen Jamal.
I can't go there.
Damn it.
I can't do that.
There's I will give you guys this hint. There is one guy that I know on this list. So
You can't get that low hanging fruit like I
So
didn't.
what spelling are we doing again? I can't remember.
Jalen.
Okay. Is Jalen Waddle? That's how he does his, right?
There is no Jalen Waddle. on
No, he
here.
doesn't spell it that way.
Ah, damn. All right.
Oh, Matt has a
Got
chance
me.
for a steal.
For the steal.
There's an easy one on here. I know this.
Really?
Dude. Yes.
Oh, I mean Jalen McMillan.
Jalen McMillan is on there. Do you
There
want to
you
keep
go.
going?
Jalen Reed.
No Jalen Reeds.
Oh.
What's the easy one? I'm done.
All right. Jalen Ramsey for the
Oh shit. Yeah.
Dolphins.
Jesus,
Oh,
I
Ramsey.
forgot about him.
How the fuck did we forget about Jalen Ramsey?
He's
Um,
only been
Ramsey.
playing NFL football for 3 decades.
Yeah.
He's only 106.
Yeah, he's an old man at this point. Yeah.
God, that guy's been playing
Shit.
NFL football since Jerry Rice was a rookie. That guy has been playing NFL rookie since Gene Mingo was kicking.
That's 4.5 out of 5.
There we
That's
go.
good. That's good. Well done.
Guys, you missed Jalen Coker for the Panthers, Jalen Davis for the Bengals,
Yeah.
Jalen Elliott for Pittsburgh,
No.
Jalen Graham for San Francisco,
Mm-mm.
No.
Jalen Mills for the Jets,
No.
Shit. Should remember that one actually.
Jalen Marino Cropper for Dallas,
That's a fun
Jalen
name.
Naylor for Minnesota,
Jalen Naylor. Yep.
Jalen Peter for Houston,
How the hell?
P-I-T-R-E.
Oh,
Peter. I can't do French. Jalen Rieger for
Jalen-
Georgia.
Oh,
Jalen
Jalen
Rieger,
Rieger.
I
Shit.
forgot about
He's
him.
still in the
been
NFL?
playing for a fucking 100 years too. I actually thought about him and I was like, no, there's no way he's still playing.
That's what I thought too. Because I didn't even
oh,
he
he's in
He
New
got
England.
drafted- He got
He's
drafted
in
the
Los
same year
Angeles.
as Peyton Manning.
he's in Los Angeles with
That's
the
not true.
Chargers.
Yeah, he played several games for 8 games in 2024, all for the Chargers.
Wow.
Jalen Redmond for Minnesota,
No.
Jalen Reeves Maben for Detroit,
No.
Jalen Sundell for Seattle, Jalen Thompson for Arizona,
Yeah.
Jalen Tolbert for Dallas, and Jalen Virgil for Buffalo.
I completely forgot that Tolbert's first name was Jalen. I'm not gonna lie. I knew the last name. I did not know that was his first name.
So there you go. That was the gift of the
Funny.
Razmai.
The gift of the
fun.
Razmai.
That was fun.
That
I
was
liked
fun.
that one.
That was a really good time. I enjoyed that.
That was good.
I wanted to do it for the basketball because there was that TikTok edit that I sent you guys that was like a minute and a half of them trying to name the most guys in the league with each name, and it's like
Oh,
Jalen
yeah.
or whatever. And then the last
Mhm.
one is Michael is 6, and then it cuts
Mhm.
to a Michael Jordan edit because it's makes me happy.
Right. All right, good job. That was fun. All right, let's move on to reaction to Championship Sunday. Mark, we had an AFC title game, and the Chiefs actually scored more than 30 points. What'd you see?
Well, a lot of people were wrong about this game, including you guys and most announcers, and me too. You know, I thought the Bills would win the Super Bowl by my prediction at the beginning of the year. So,
Same here.
color all of us surprised by this. What a game, though, right? You say what you want about a couple of the things that happened that were not football related. It was an awesome watch, and I actually did get to watch a lot of this one because there was nothing going on where I was. So I got to pay attention to quite a bit, and it was. I was texting Matt. I think I sent him one text, and I said, "This Josh Allen looks like he is struggling to start." And Matt, let me know that that's kind of the way that they played all year. Well, that ended up costing them the game. They did not play very well in the first half, and Josh Allen played great, but he needed to be perfect, and he was just slightly underneath that. And to have all those things coming against you there and come out of that one, so we've got the Chiefs in the Super Bowl again, and there you go. That's the way it happens, I guess.
MJ.
I gave the game a skip.
Okay,
I watched like the
Tank.
first quarter and was like, "That's enough of this," and turned it off. So
Well, you missed a really exciting football game because the first half wasn't all that good. The second half was just insane. Tank, what do you got?
Yeah, I watched a good chunk of the game. I'm not gonna lie, I'd watched the whole thing. I couldn't after certain things occurred, so I stopped for a while. But my wife enjoyed the hell out of it. Heard her yelling about it the whole game, so she was super happy about it. And yeah, you kind of hit the nail on the head. The Bills had to be perfect in this one, and they made a couple errors that seemingly did just enough to take them out of it, unfortunately. So good for the Chiefs. Their defense looked pretty good most of the game. The offense finally looked like it had a little bit of spirit, which is legitimately one of the few times I have this entire season. So good for them. And yeah, you'll definitely be watching the game, I'm assuming. So
Yeah, and excuse me. The big takeaway I have from this is you cannot allow the Chiefs to be in a one-score game and hope to win. This is what they have done all season long. Is they have won one-score games. And the other thing I took away from this is this was a masterful coaching job by an offensive head coach and a defensive coordinator who knew exactly what they wanted to do when they wanted to do it. And the Chiefs coaching staff simply outcoached the Bills coaching staff. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about this. I put the blame on this game squarely on the shoulders of one Sean McDermott. You can't continue to stick to a quarterback sneak that's not clearly working the way it should, and it ended up costing them the game. You cannot. The Chiefs had it scouted out. They knew what to do. They knew how to do it. Spags called an immaculate game from a defensive standpoint, and they knew what to do, and they lined up in that formation and blew it up on several occasions. I mean, how many cracks are they going to get at it? Andy Reid is the best in the business. Spags is arguably the best in the business. And I put it on Twitter after the stop, like Spags, that's it. That's the tweet, right? That's all you can say. He dialed up that blitz on fourth down, and it was just genius.
that was the perfect.
I mean, that
call.
cornerback blitz was just. As an offensive coach in my history, I looked at that and I'm like, they're cooked. They're absolutely cooked, and it was a gorgeous call, and there's nothing you can do about it. So I feel horribly for Josh. I've always been a fan of his, even when he was at Wyoming, because mountain kid, right? and the heartbreak. And I give him all the credit in the world for standing up and talking about it after, no matter how much it pained him to do it. And I think he's going to learn and grow from this. They had to get this one to really get that monkey off the back, because now I think when they get in the playoffs going forward with Kansas City, there's always going to be that you're 0-4 hanging over their heads. You're 0-4 against them in the playoffs. And what I don't want to happen is to have Josh get saddled with the Phillip Rivers career, because he's unfortunately playing at a time when it's a hard time to be an AFC quarterback like Phillip Rivers had. And don't get me wrong, I hated to watch Phillip Rivers, especially when he played against our team. But you put him on the end of the team, especially in the AFC, or in the NFC, they got a chance to at least go to the Super Bowl. He never really had a chance, because he was up against monsters in the playoffs almost every single season they got in. And I worry that Josh Allen's in the same spot. And that just, for his career and the way his ability and his talent, that can't be the way that it's going to go for him. But I fear that it will. So.
And by the way, for everyone calling him a failure in this situation and a choker, he didn't choke.
Not at all.
He had one bad throw where I was like, okay, you missed that. Besides that, he did everything he possibly could to win this game. A lot of the play calling was not his fault, and maybe giving him a little more agency to call it when he sees something on the field happening might be the way to go there, to give him a little more agency, because it looked like he was just going by whatever they were scripting for him, and I think that's what killed them in this game.
I got to tell you, Sean McDermott, despite all opinions you see on the internet, is really bad at blowing things up offensively. That's an airplane joke.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, Tank, you made mention of it.
Just let it go.
Why would you turn this game off? That's what I want to know. Why did you stop watching the game?
Yeah, I was working and I watched it.
Just a couple things that happened that, and it's all over the news. Let's not pretend it isn't. There was some calls that were very iffy in that game, and two of them in particular that I kind of got upset about. The first one, where I stepped away for a few minutes, was honestly that fumble by Kansas City. That was clearly a fumble. There was no offsides, and they gave it to him. They gave the ball back, and I was like, come on now. You can't do that.
While you guys are having this conversation, I'm going to get onto my scratchers. So let me know when you're done talking about this. I'm going to go scratchers.
But he wasn't offsides. If you're going to call what he did offsides, then how the hell did Chris Jones not get called on every single play? Because he was lining up basically on top of the ball every single play. And to have that call in that situation didn't make any sense.
You're talking about the Mahomes fumble?
Yes.
Yeah, he was offsides. Watching it live, I'm like, oh, fuck, there's going to be a flag on this. And it happened right away because he jumped.
He didn't jump until the ball started moving. It was perfectly timed. I mean, I've watched it on repeat since then over and over again. It was perfectly timed. The way they were calling the other side of it with Chris Jones, oh, he's timing it perfectly. He's jumping it perfectly. It's like, no, he's jumping it early almost every time, actually. But they're going to call the other side for an early jump on a questionable situation in that one. And then there's this kind of one showing that you can see a hold taking place down the field by Nick Bolton, and even Josh Allen's pointing it out like he's holding my receiver right now. It ended up working out anyway because they completed the pass, but still it was like, this is as obvious as it gets. They're literally hugging the receiver in the middle of the field and no one's calling anything. And that really got to me for some reason.
So let me ask you this, Tank, because I'm intrigued because, yeah, I see everything going on. What is the benefit of having Kansas City in the Super Bowl again for the NFL to be calling the games in their favor? Just curious. I'll let you respond to that.
Oh, I don't. I mean, I'm not going to say it's an NFL concerted effort to put the Chiefs in the playoffs. I'm not that deep in the fucking conspiracy bag.
But that's what
Um,
everyone's saying, and that's why
well,
we're
I mean,
having this conversation. So
there's two
if you were
very
that
obvious
upset that
reasons.
you walked away from the game,
Mhm.
why is you have to admit other fans are doing this too?
Yeah.
What if this is some grand conspiracy to keep the Swifties in this? What is the benefit of doing this for the NFL? What is the benefit?
I think you nailed it right there. The Swifties provide additional audience, provide additional sales.
That much more?
Yeah, it was actually quite a bit more. Their viewership went up a lot when that started being a thing, and it's consistently been like that over the last 2 years.
Right, but
Here's the biggest problem I have with
Yeah.
the script, right? There are 31 other owners in the NFL.
Yes,
Roger Goodell does not run the show.
yes, he
Roger
does.
Goodell, listen to me. Roger
Okay.
Goodell works at the pleasure of the owners. And there are 31 of them. 31 other
32
teams.
total.
32 total teams, but there's 31 other ones who I think would probably have a pretty significant issue if they're not allowed to be competitively fair. Now, are there
I don't disagree with
conversations
that.
about bad calls? Has this year been a historic year in terms of bad calls across the league? Yes, I think the referees have significantly been worse this year than in years past, and that's an issue. But there are 31 other owners who would not stand for, well, we're just going to call it one way or call it the other.
And that's why I'm not taking the conspiracy side. I'm taking I'm going to say similar to what happened with the Patriots, and similar to that happens sometimes when you have a team that's really hitting on all cylinders. Seemingly, there is a weird inherent bias, I think, for the refs to call it a certain direction. That happens sometimes. It's human psychology. They want to get it right, and so the team that's succeeding, you want to make sure they're succeeding. And I don't think that it's happening. Like, well, blatantly, I'm going to call this for the Chiefs because I'm going to call this for the Chiefs. It's no, you're assuming they're doing it right, so you don't necessarily call all of the bad stuff.
Now, what you made mention of the Patriots, you made mention of this, you made mention of other things. Do you think that those teams? Do you think they're considered, like you're talking specifically about the refs, and then you go back to the Patriots dynasty and the things that they got? Do you think that these things are just happening because they're in the spotlight, or do you think it's coached that way and it's trained that way because that's what good showmen do in order to get those calls in big situations?
Oh, I'm sure it's
that's
both.
why they're at the top of their game, and that's why they're in the Super Bowl, is because they could get these calls.
I'm sure it is a combination of the two. There's a psychological bias that happens. People want to be part of a winning thing. It doesn't matter who you are. There is a chemical response in your brain that you want to be part of something that's winning. So when you see someone winning, there is just a weird psychological bias that takes place, and it happens. And then, yes, there is the training aspect of it, because, I mean, they pointed it out. Mahomes can take a flop like nobody else in the NFL at this point. And
I'm sorry, where did he flop in this game?
Not this game, last week.
Did they flag that one?
Yeah.
No, they did not.
They did not.
Everyone,
when he fell down and the two people didn't touch him.
No, I'm talking about
that was a bang play.
Yeah,
that was a
bang play.
That was a dude waiting till the last second to hit the ground as two people were coming in to hit him, and they hit each other.
You're going to get that call, right? That this is a bang.
You shouldn't.
It's going to happen. Doesn't matter. You're going to get it. They're going to protect the quarterbacks. What I'm talking about is the one that everyone's pointing at.
Oh, when he got pushed out,
down and got pushed out and didn't get the flag.
Which he was trying to take the hit to get the penalty. They didn't call it in that situation.
They didn't call it, right? Yeah. So he's not going to get rewarded for it. I think at the end of the day, and this will be the last before we move on to the NFC, you just have to be better at football. You have to take the refs out of it.
God, it's so hard when the teams are so close, though.
Doesn't matter. Nope.
It does not matter.
Don't get stuck on a quarterback sneak that's clearly not working.
Play in the first half.
Spags to blitz. Like, play better in the first half.
Show up to play.
Yeah. Be better at football. Like,
it's not like the game was at 8:00 in the morning. You know, like
and
they were
Mark
not
made
ready to
mention
go
of
at the
this.
front.
He was like, looks like the Bills aren't ready to go. Like, this has been the playoffs for them. They start slow in every single game. And
They
it
got
cost
caught
them.
they got caught by the best team in football, right?
Yep.
Like
Be better. You got to slay the
I
dragon.
mean, God, I understand what you guys are saying, but you can't just say that there's no way that the calls that happened at that game did not have an impact on the game. They did.
Doesn't matter.
They clearly
Doesn't
had an
matter.
impact. It
Doesn't
should
matter.
matter.
No, it doesn't.
Why?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You got to be better at football.
So the two top teams in the AFC, based on everything, winning percentage, quarterback talent, overall team talent, you can say questionable and coaching talent. I'd say that definitely leans in Casey's favor. But everything else is basically equal on these two teams. And one quarterback's playing significantly better than the other.
I would say that the other quarterback that wasn't playing as good has much better offensive talent.
and
Okay.
I would say that Patrick Mahomes outplayed Josh Allen in this game.
Mm-hmm.
But again, and I'm saying
Just from an X's and O's standpoint, he absolutely outplayed him in this game.
No,
He made things happen
Why
when
you
they
play
had
the
to.
game? Like you measure yourself against the other
He
team.
took that game into his hands and he won that game for the Chiefs. Josh Allen did not win the game.
I'd say the defense won that game more than
they
Patrick
scored
Mahomes
32 points.
Yeah, for the first time all year. That's pretty significant.
Okay.
All right, moving on to the NFC. Tank, we'll start with you. The Eagles move on, fly birds. What'd you see?
I saw Washington get blown the fuck out. That's what we all saw in that one. That run game that Philly has right now is just that's gross. It's too good. It's too powerful in every conceivable way. That run game is just nasty. And yeah, Washington got outplayed. They showed they had less talent on both sides. They had less talent on both sides of the ball in Washington, and it was proven out in a big way in this game. And Jaden looked good until he had a couple issues, and on the other side, they looked unstoppable in this game. That's all you could say. Defense looked great. Offense looked just ridiculous. So good on Philly.
MJ, do I need bother?
Yeah, I actually did watch this one.
Okay. Good. Carry on.
It started so boring. The other one, I just couldn't be arsed. You mean the Saquon Barkley show? I watched the Saquon Barkley show because it was entertaining. Because Saquon Barkley's entertaining. I don't really know. I can't internalize anything else that happened, except that one time when Saquon Barkley ran in a touchdown and Jordan Mailata was in the background going, yeah! Yep. That's what I took out of that game. It was good.
Mark?
7 rushing touchdowns. Yeah. Holy fuck. Guys, we watched a college basketball game on early Sunday afternoon, didn't we? This was not a football game. That 55-23 was the score of this game. There are lots of college teams that can't put up 55 points. There are a few college teams that can't put up 23 points. But that's besides the point. This, as Michaela said, this was the Saquon show. All day, every day. Saquon Barkley I don't think he actually hit his over, did he?
He did not. No, he was because it was at 100 short.
Yeah,
he was 8 yards short about halfway through the fourth quarter. I'm like, he's going to get it, isn't he? And then he didn't touch the field again.
Right.
Yeah. He did not touch the field again.
I'm looking at 118 yards going, I thought it was in the 120s, wasn't it?
124 and a half. And if you follow us on TikTok, we would have told you that.
Speaking of bad bets, I had a bad one in this one because Terry McLaren came up 10.5 yards short of hitting me for a 5-leg parlay. That would have been a real nice bonus. So thank you, Terry McLaren, for not catching one more football. That would have been awfully nice. That would have been a pretty sweet parlay. But it was still an entertaining game on both sides. Yeah, obviously it was just pure domination by Philly. But Jaden did have some moments, and they did it wasn't like they didn't put up any points. They did put up 23, and some of it was in garbage time. But it was a fun game to watch. And yeah, it was just Saquon just running people over. 7 rushing touchdowns. Jesus Christ. I'm sure Michaela sent you the TikTok of the guy who had to do shots for every time that.
Yeah, every time they scored. He had to do a pickle shot every time they scored a touchdown
did.
and chug his beer.
Yeah, he did 8 picklebacks.
Hey,
I'm surprised he was coherent.
He was quite coherent, honestly.
He was doing really well. I was impressed.
Right. He like walked out like on his own power. Kind of impressive.
Yeah. I know a lot of people that would have been unable to speak.
Me.
Like, right.
I've seen you in that. I've seen me in that situation.
Yeah, but it takes a little bit more than 7 or 8 pickleback
Right.
shots to get there.
Right.
I mean, I know people who would be in that position. Sorry, Mark. I didn't mean to step on you. What else you got?
No, you're good. That's all I
Okay.
had. So yeah.
Couple takeaways from this one, and it's kind of the same thing as we had in the first game. Nick Sirianni just simply outcoached Dan Quinn in this game. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They had no answer for anything they could do on offense. And I got into a couple of Twitter conversations about the tush push, mostly spurred on by people who want to ban it. I tried to engage Portnoy, but he didn't want to say anything about me calling him soft. But one of the guys on Vic Lombardi's tweet that he should ban it, I'm like, just be better. Just don't. You can't ban a play because someone else is really good at it and everyone else sucks. And somebody said, well, everyone else is not pussies and tries to hand the ball off. Then he instantly blocked us, so I couldn't even have a conversation with the guy. I will ask the panel because as a lifelong consumer of football in more ways than one, have you ever seen an official say, knock it off. If you keep it up, we're just going to give them the score. I know it's in the rule book now, but I had no idea that was a thing going in, right? And if you say you do,
can I jump in with you here? Because I think it would have been
by all
hysterical if Washington kept doing it. Because the whole point is they're trying to make it like so to show how asinine the tush push is. And I agree with you. Just fucking figure out how to stop it. That's the next evolution of it. Don't ban the play. Just figure out how to fucking stop it. But it is really funny that the only way that you have to stop it is by just making an ass out of your entire football team and making the ref actually say, we're gonna just give you the score if you keep doing this. Okay, Sean. But yeah, I thought that was really funny. I wish they would have just kept sending guys over the whole time until they did it.
yeah, double dog dare them to do it.
Bluff. Call their bluff.
Call their bluff. I mean, you're losing the game.
Give them that score,
kicked.
Sean.
Yeah. You're getting your ass kicked. You're at the 2-inch line, half the distance. Oh, good. You're going to take the ball and go and move it. I mean, how many times do we get half the distance, right? Now that we know it's in the rule book. So that's something we all learned about football this weekend.
I had forgotten that was a thing, but I actually do remember it coming up one other time, and I don't think they actually applied it when Mike Tomlin tripped. God, I wish I could remember his name. He tripped one dude who was running down the field.
Was it Devin Hester?
No, it might have been Devin Hester. Yeah, and it's a palpably unfair thing. That's the whole point of the call, and that was the only time I'd ever heard it before was when Mike Tomlin literally tripped a guy that was on the field.
I remember that play. I don't remember
that
one.
Fucking hysterical.
And that it was brought up at that point, but that was like 12 years ago, something like that at this point. Yeah, so
maybe even more.
So I had completely forgotten about it until they said it, and I'm like, can they really do that? And then I was thinking about it. I'm like, oh shit, they can do that. They can just say, if what you're doing is considered palpably unfair, they can just do whatever the fuck they want.
Right. And I thought for sure that when Kelsey retired, that the tush push would be less effective because everyone thought he was the key to the whole thing. They're just as good at it now. It's all Jalen, right?
Well, yeah, it is. Yeah.
The tush push is
Watson,
essentially a return to the foundation of football. It's a rugby scrum. That's all it is. It's a rugby scrum, and you're just pushing the 5 to 7 guys up front with 2 right behind there. I used to play that. I was one of the guys in the back pushing the pile forward at that point.
Did you win?
Did you win?
I won $50.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I never win on these. I fucking love these stupid scratch cards. I never fucking win on these things. I won $50. I'm gonna do scratchers on air all the time. It's the most fun I've had gambling in a long time.
My concern with the tush push is obviously there's the potential for getting injured, but that's
That's football.
it's part of the game. It is. If I'm not mistaken, for a while there, didn't they have a rule in the NFL where you were not allowed to pull or push players like that?
Correct.
I don't know why that
5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know why
it was
that
the
rule
thing.
I don't know why that rule disappeared because because I do understand from that perspective of you are now taking something that was a rule and altering it in that way, and I know a lot of people are now having to deal with that. And there isn't much you can do. You have to find a way to dive underneath their linemen essentially and stop them. That's about it. If you can find a way to do that, that's how you bust that up. That's how they do it in rugby. You find a way to smash through that or push it back somehow as much as you can. And there really isn't any way to do it except for just find a way to get underneath their linemen and get your linebackers crashing in hard enough to push them back. That's it. Find a way to figure it out. Find a way to fix it.
Got to figure it out. Got to figure it out. Just because one team's so good at it, you can't ban a play. I think,
and any team could be good at this. By the way, you just have to have the
except Buffalo.
Well, no, and theirs was slightly different. It's not stacked up the same way. The way that Philly does theirs is literally stacked up perfectly for that type of play.
You know what it is? You know what play that actually is? That is the single wing wedge. That's what that play is. Yeah. It's the single wing wedge.
That's the old rugby thing. And you would have a guy sitting on the back end in case you need to pitch it out, just in case he's sitting there on the sliding out at the wing. And you want to make it interesting, do that against them. And then have that pitch man on the outside, just in case they feel like crashing everybody into the box.
Yeah, it's the next obvious evolution.
Use it against them.
Like I said, at the end of the day, this was a masterful coaching job by everyone's favorite punching bag on this podcast, Nick Sirianni, who we thought maybe might not make it through the season, but lo and behold, the man's in the Super Bowl. And it's going to hurt because I hate the Chiefs. I don't really like Sirianni. There are some players on Philly that I like, Jalen being one of them, Saquon being another one. But I really dislike Sirianni just as a person. I think he's
an asshole.
I think he's kind of a jabroni. So it's going to be difficult for me to root for them, except they're playing the Chiefs. So I guess whatever, it's fine.
You're hoping for the Christian McCaffrey result?
Yeah. Something.
Can they both lose?
Yeah. Can they both lose? Maybe.
So you just want what happens in the final Dark Knight trilogy, right? With
the field gets blown up.
Yeah, the field gets blown up.
I did see that TikTok as well.
I didn't see the TikTok. I just have.
Oh no, there's one.
Funny that there's a TikTok about it.
Yeah, there's a TikTok out there that's like except for two pockets. This is what everybody wants, and you can see the Pittsburgh. I think it's Hines Ward catch the ball.
Yeah, it's Hines Ward.
Start running, and then the stadium explodes.
And,
right.
Just leave me Andy Reid, okay, guys. Like I get that you guys don't like the Chiefs. Please just leave me Andy Reid.
No, I don't know if any of the players died. Did they? I don't remember the players dying.
They all fell.
They just cracked the field in half.
Yeah, they fell. The whole field, the whole thing disappeared.
Yeah, but it was in the middle. There wasn't players on that part of it.
All right. All right, that's enough of that nonsense. Yeah. Let's get into. I didn't forget anything. I don't think that I did.
Yeah, you did, but that's okay.
What did I forget?
Pew Pew update.
Oh yeah, Pew Pew update. Thank you.
Yeah.
See. Fire away with the Pew Pew update, my friend.
All right. So, we've been doing the scoring, but in bits during the playoffs because that's been more fun for me. It's not going to happen in the regular season. We're just going to go back to the regular thing in the regular season, but it's been more fun for me. And here's the scoring update. Frank, you had 2/3 of a point on the first game because you had the Eagles winning. And you had the over, but you did miss the over-under on the Eagles game because you said it would be less than the 6 points. So you got 2/3 of a point there. And the Chiefs, you had 1/3 of a point for the over. Matt, you missed the entire thing you got the entire thing on the Eagles game. You got the over on the points and the Eagles win. Now, however, you did get everything wrong on the Chiefs game because you did have the under on that one. So you guys both scored a point. So your playoff totals We're gonna have to. You're gonna have to do some bartering in order to get back in this one, Frank, if you want to, because it's 6 1/3 for Matt. Frank, you're at 5, and dipshit, you are mindful and degenerate. That's what I have written here. So, good job, everybody.
We'll have to play some props and get some prop bets right.
So, I mean, that's up to you. Whatever you want to do, we can do a bartering system, I guess, for Pew Pew next week. Bring your. I will open it up now. Actually, writing it down on the list here. I will do BYOB. BYOB. Bring your own bets. If you can't get the take in less than 20 seconds, then you don't get the take. Bring your own bets next week, guys. We will do that, and then we will also do the regular Pew Pew as well.
Oh no!
Gonna hit some props, huh?
Oh
no! It's all on you. It is
I'm
all
in
on
Nashville.
you guys.
This is gonna go badly.
That is all on you. You're in charge of your own research. Bring your own bets.
I'm in Nashville. Fun. Oh,
I just came up with that. That is genius. I can't wait to see this. Oh my God, this is going to be so good. And just so you know, the early line on MGM right now is 1.5 in favor of the quote unquote visiting Chiefs, who will be wearing white because they are quote unquote visiting. So there you go. Pew Pew madness for the Super Bowl to come next week. And you heard it here first, because that is a genius idea that I just came up with, because I don't have to do anything for it. Bring your own bets.
Let me give you a. Oh, go ahead. I thought you were.
Go ahead. No, you're all good. You're all good.
Let me give you a little tidbit to take into next week. 16 of the last 18 teams, or 16 of the last 20 teams that have won the Super Bowl have done so in white jerseys. 2 of the teams that did not. One obviously is Kansas City. You can't win 2 in a row without getting a win in the home jerseys. The other one's Philadelphia.
It is the Eagles, yeah.
Yeah. So
Eagles against Patriots.
Yeah, right. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that one stacks up. I love nonsense stats like that. All right, let's move into Dipshit of the Week. And as always, we start with the one and only Dipshit. Take it away.
Okay, so I have one, but it's kind of uber inappropriate.
I have a lot of those. I try not to do them.
Okay, hold on. I have to.
You know who you're with, right?
Yeah. We do post this as explicit language and not safe for work.
Okay, good. Excellent. Sorry, I have to scroll through pictures of your dog. Come back to me. Come back.
Mark?
Shout out to one Taylor Swift, who introduced herself to somebody on the field after Sunday's game. If you didn't catch that video, that was funny. Travis is talking to somebody, and they're holding arms and stuff, and she goes, "Hi, I'm Taylor," and it's like, we all know, we know who you are.
You're the most popular pop musician at this point in history.
Yeah. We get it. Everyone on the planet should know who Taylor Swift is. But my dipshit of the week, because there's a lot of them out there, but I'm just going to go with this one because it's silly. It is mindless. I don't have to think about it too hard, and it doesn't make me want to kill everybody. CBS has ordered a pilot for a new spinoff. Their show FBI will be getting a spinoff called CIA. So coming soon to CBS will be a spinoff, FBI, CIA. I love it.
Is it going to come on after NCIS Sydney?
It's probably going to come on after their other 3 FBI shows.
Or the 6 NCIS shows that they have.
Yeah.
I mean,
wasn't FBI CIA literally a 30 Rock bit? Like,
maybe.
Didn't they literally do that on 30 Rock?
Maybe. That could be a thing.
Probably. Or a Saturday Night Live at some point, yeah.
All right. Dipshit, are you ready, or do I need to mosey?
Yeah. No. I'm good. So I just sent it in the Discord. I'm going to have someone else describe it because I think that's funnier. So this was, I will say that this was a jar of curry powder that we were watching a YouTube video of someone in Tokyo cooking, and this was a jar of curry powder that they had.
Oh goodness!
Really?
No! We are not reposting this on our social. No, we cannot. No, this stays here.
Let's touch racist.
Let's just say this: it is a jar of Indian curry, and they slapped the Blackhawk logo on it, I guess, for lack of a better
something
way
like
to
that.
describe it.
Yeah,
Yeah, like that is almost Chief Wahoo right on the front of that thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Japan undefeated in racism.
Slightly
Oh,
racist and the
goodness.
wrong kind of Indian.
Right.
Oh, Japan! Why Japan?
Oh,
Why? God.
Mom and I
Oh,
saw
good.
that while we were watching.
Manufactured by Texan Food Company. Is that
No,
what
it's
that
Indian
says?
Food Company.
Indian food company.
That's the name of the brand, and that is their
Indian
logo.
curry.
Indian
Yeah.
curry and sitting bowl right on the
That
front.
We
is-
All
saw
right.
that and we both went, "Oh no,
Oh,
I have to
no.
take a picture of this right now."
That's
Oh,
like
no.
fourth. That's awful.
It's like that Mexican chili pepper slot machine. That's what it reminds me of.
Oh, more chilies.
Yeah, more chilies.
More
chilies,
chilies.
yeah.
More chilies is my favorite.
More
machine.
chili. It is.
I cannot sit down at that machine and lose money. I love that dumb
Mhm.
machine.
Yeah,
It's
same.
so aggressive,
And
though.
then we have that other
Yeah.
one that we like is Indian Dreaming, and that one's
Yeah, I
a
was
lot
gonna
of fun.
say, that's-
yeah.
That's not even the most racist machine
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
casino.
Yeah.
Most of
when
the
you
time.
hit the bonus in the Indian Dreaming one, that's also
I've gotten people to
slightly
walk away from me.
problematic. You can turn that thing all the way up. Boom,
Oh, yeah.
boom, boom.
You have that thing turned all the way down, and that shit comes on at max
It's-
volume,
it's-
and you're like, "Oh my
I have literally hit that bonus, and both of our parents beelined it for the next tile away from me.
god!" Milty and I hit it at a casino in Arizona, in Phoenix. We were at a Res casino, and he hit it,
Or
and
you
I was like,
talking stick?
"No, we were at Casino Arizona, but same
Okay.
shit." But we
Yeah.
were like, "We gotta go."
That's funny. All right, Tank, what do you got?
I'm gonna go with the Philly faithful for the second time in a couple of weeks, who this time after winning their game decided to harass Washington Commanders fan by repeatedly removing his hat and yelling at him as he was just trying to walk away from the stadium. And they decided to badger and berate and physically interact with another human being for no fucking reason again. So, fuck you, Philly fans. Stay classy.
Also,
Never
that guy that snuck
underest-
a whole bottle of tequila into the game. How did you
That's
do
just
that,
smart.
brother?
That is just bad security, to be honest. Like that is
No wonder
Not
they
gonna
throw
lie, I've done
batteries.
like a whole
A whole bottle of
Casamigos
tequila?
bottle though. Like one of them,
It
like
was a
one of those things is the
750.
size. Yeah, one of those things is
750 plastic bottles that aren't square. They're the skinnier ones. And boots.
no,
No.
but
This was
750
a 750. It looked like a fucking like a whipped cream sky, like a Sky vodka bottle.
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh.
say
It's a
most
glass
of those
bottle of tequila.
most of those tequila bottles that they're talking about is like they're the size of your femur.
Oh, I know which ones you're talking about, but there are 750s that are longer and thinner, and they'll slide. Just saying. I mean, back in the day, before the clear bag thing, Mark knows this. We had and I still have this thing. It's a backpack, and we call it the device. It's
device.
the beer smuggling device. And I've had this backpack for 20 years, and it's black. It's got a Miller Lite logo on it, and the bottom of it is a cooler that you unzip and it flaps open. I could fit 12 cans of beer in that thing, and you would walk up and set the thing down in front of the guy, and they would open your backpack and look, and then they would go to lift it up and see if they could, and I would gently have my hand underneath it and just lift up just a little bit so it wouldn't feel as heavy. Like, okay, you're good to go. 12 Dale's pale ales later, it would cost me 2 beers worth of money inside the stadium, and we'd get hammered. Yes, MJ.
Yeah.
Mark one time used me as the device.
I did,
I remember.
and
that
she
too.
was like 10. We were getting into, and your mother was there too. To be,
Yeah,
let's be real.
Mark and my
Yeah.
mother.
Yeah,
You
there,
were like
there was
10.
some more complicit there.
It was the middle of the summer, and it was Greeley, and we needed to sneak our booze into the Greeley Stampede. So we packed a couple of sweatshirts on top of a 24-pack of Bud Light cans and made Michaela, the 10-year-old, carry the whole thing in. And she was walking at like a 15-degree angle, like winking at Bernie's almost. Like, she was our drug mule. She was the mule.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, that's
All right.
fantastic.
My dipshit of the week, a little bit more kind of ish serious, I guess. And this is a soapbox I've been on more than a couple times over the course of our run together here on My Brother's an Idiot. My dipshit of the week is Major League Baseball. The official spending stats for free agency in Major League Baseball has come out, and there is a little bit of a disparity in the way teams are spending money. I think we can all guess in 2024 who the number one team in spending dollars in Major League Baseball was in free agency last year was. Who do we think that was?
No, Dodgers.
Have the
Dodgers,
Rockies
again.
even spent $1 yet?
Yes,
Yes, they have.
everyone
They're
has
bottom
spent money.
three.
Everyone has spent money. This is according to Spot Track, who I tend to trust a little bit. So the Los Angeles Dodgers, $1 billion committed in 2024. The number 2 team is the San Francisco Giants at less than a third of that, at $323 million. That's still a ridiculous number. The number 30 team at $4,240,000 in 2024 is the Colorado Rockies. Major League Baseball has to fix their competitive issues. Else it's going to be the same thing over and over and over again. I will give teams like the Yankees a pass on this one because they were middle of the road. They're usually the evil empire. Well, now the evil empire is now shifted to the West Coast. The arms race that happened in the American League East that had gone on for years was really what drove all of this. Major League Baseball's got to figure out that you cannot have competitive balance and competitive and compelling baseball on a night in, night out basis if it's the same 5 or 6 teams. It's just not going to work that way. There has to be some way for them to fix this. You have to have a salary cap and you have to have a salary floor. That's what the NFL does. You have to spend, I think the number is 96% of the salary cap as an NFL franchise. And you cannot go above the salary cap. The NFL and the NHL have those hard caps, and I really like the way they do that. I understand that's the best way to do it to maintain competitive balance. But this is the biggest problem that baseball has had for damn near 30 years. You cannot continue to allow the game to do this. And Mark, you've accused me from time to time, maybe rightfully so, of hating baseball. I don't hate baseball. I hate Major League Baseball because of bullshit like this. This can't. The game is not going to survive if this is continued to allow to happen. That's just all there is to it. There's just no other way to get around this. You cannot have a team spend 4,000% more than the team in last place and expect there to be competitive balance.
Especially in the same division.
And you have to have accountability for the owners on both sides. You've got to have a floor. You've got to have a cap. Baseball, figure it out. It would be more interesting if you would, because no one wants to watch the Marlins and the Rockies. Ever. I don't care what stadium they're in. No one really wants to watch it unless you're a Miami fan and you're here in town, which is how they get 30,000 in the seats every night. But that's a whole other rant. MJ, did you have something you wanted to add? I saw your hand.
Yeah. Okay. So I do think that we should actually have this conversation one time. Not right now, but Mark and I in Twitter DMs had a very coherent conversation about this. That's not just you yelling. I do want to mention though that just because, so the Dodgers did throw a lot of money around, they are still only second in payroll for this coming year.
Correct.
Because
you know why that is.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
we're aware.
Yeah, we're aware, but I just want it to be known that it is an issue with the spending, but it's more an issue of the floor, less so of the luxury tax system. But the Dodgers are second behind the Phillies, and the Rockies are 19th. So it's like in payroll.
This is just the free agents spending what they committed people to on those contracts, because those contracts are guaranteed, right? And we all know that the Dodgers cheated the system and are paying Shohei $1 million a year until he gets to the last one. Then there's a balloon payment, and then he's going to go on the Bobby Bonilla system at the end of it, because he'll probably retire at the end of his 10-year contract, whatever it is. Technically, you are correct. They are second. However, they're committed for $1 billion.
Right.
They committed for almost $1 billion last year just in Shohei, but like as you mentioned, 99% of that has been deferred to after the contract, and that's what they've done with most of these contracts actually too, is they've backloaded most of them to after their playing days so that they're actually deferred money now.
And several teams have done that this
Oh,
off season. Like it's going
to be a problem. It's going to be a big problem.
Like I said, we should have this actual conversation at one point, but what the Dodgers are doing versus what like people say that the Golden Knights and the Lightning did are two different issues.
Oh yeah, those are absolutely two different
But
issues.
a lot of people, I have heard a lot of people compare the two and be like, well, it's still it's still breaking a unwritten rule to get more players. And it's like, well, no, not quite. But anyway, we need
that's a rabbit hole.
I mean, pitchers and
we'll have plenty of time after football is over.
Pitchers and catchers do start reporting next week, so baseball is almost upon us. So, and we will increase this talk as that happens.
I actually do have a honorable mention on the dipshits, because I just remembered this. It happened last week, but I didn't bring it up last week. Whatever Moose Knuckle decided to not vote for Ichiro to get the unanimous thing.
That one
I
guy.
thought we covered that last
You're
week.
A fucking cocksuck.
No,
I don't remember talking about it.
I don't think we did. No,
but
I meant to.
You are a tremendous bag of shit for not giving him the unanimous vote.
Definitely
Fuck
meant
very
to.
much.
Yeah, that's a solid call out. Also, solid call out. Just shooting off Moose Knuckle from the hip like it was part of the daily lexicon. That was brilliant. So well done. All right, final thoughts. Yep, final thoughts. Talk about the things. Tank, you're on a roll. Take it away.
Even though I don't like either team, I'm still going to watch this game, so I am excited about it. I'm excited about the Pro Bowl skills competitions. Don't really care about the actual flag football game there. So still interested for a couple weeks. Getting more and more excited about the Nuggets and what they're doing despite the last couple losses. So I'm happy about getting into basketball a little bit more soon. And then, besides that, catch me on all the socials at Tank Knox or Knox Nostalgia Collectibles.
MJ.
I've been so craving baseball while you guys were yapping about the fucking whatever ref bullshit. I was literally reading the play-by-play for the July 24th Rockies Red Sox game.
Because you were there.
Because we were there. And
I helped.
It. And we helped.
We scored it. We helped.
Right. All right, Mark, what do you got?
Let's see. Shout out early birthday to the Queen Goon. Shout out early birthday to the Duchess, whose birthday will be next week as well. Let's see, what else do we have going on? We're working on another album review for nerds, and I finally finished Buffy the High School Years today. Watched that second part of the graduation, and ooh, what a doozy all that was. And now I see why there's an Angel spinoff, which I will not be watching. I can promise you that I will not be watching the Angel spinoff. Yes, go ahead.
One episode. You have to watch the one episode. We've discussed
I can watch one episode. That's fine. But I'm fine with him leaving the show. I'm fine with it. It's his time is done on that show, and he's taking Wesley with him, which is great because Wesley sucks. So that's what we got going on. Baseball next week. Let's go.
I haven't got the slightest idea how this ended up on my work calendar in my Outlook. But on the nerds note, tomorrow is Threshold Day. So
Threshold Day is tomorrow. Thank you.
I've already started downloading memes. Be prepared.
Threshold Day is tomorrow.
I have no idea how this ended up on my
It's on our calendar too.
On my .com email. So I'm not sure how that all worked out, but it's there. Threshold day is tomorrow, so yay for us. As always, the Super Bowl is a big deal. Make sure that if you're going to do some things that involve money, set limits, be smart. Don't put yourself in a position to where you're going to get yourself into trouble. Spend what you want to spend, what you can spend. Don't spend more than you can. Make sure you take care of the things you need to take care of. If you've got a few extra bucks, throw it at the game. Doesn't matter. Have some fun. Make the game more interesting, but do it responsibly, please, because it's in the multiple billions of dollars that are going to go into casinos and sports books over the next 2 weeks. Mark made mention of it. It's 1.5, and I think it got up to 49.5 at Circa. And it came down to 48.5 today, and I think it crept back up to 49.5. So there's a lot of action.
A lot of money
already have. There's a lot of stuff coming in on this game. So be careful and be responsible. For the absent Muti, we love you, Muti.
Muti.
For Mark the dipshit and Tank, make sure you take care of yourselves, take care of your families, and take care of each other. This has been My Brother's an Idiot. We'll catch you next time. See ya. Bruh.
Bruh.
The Rockies won that.